How is it?
Amazing. Exquisite. Very exotic.
From far away.
From very far away.
I love it.
And what is the intent that Smoot senses?
Mischief.
It is every woman's right to self-defense. I give Amali the eyebrows.
Diplomacy.
No.
Diplomacy eyebrows.
Counter-diplomacy.
Counter diplomacy eyebrows? What do you do?
I scowl.
Grump for the win.
Team Grump.
I don't mind. I'm comfortable with my body. Strip.
Amali enters into the pool with you guys. You do see that he has scars all over his body, on his back, on his chest.
Upon seeing the scars, Taylor will say under his breath and very quietly, "Some kind of cat."
You're thinking about leaving?
We're considering options of pursuing information.
What does that matter? We're family now. You have a house. You have somewhere to stay.
Is he crying?
A little bit. All the gesture is appreciated. I can't say that I've really found my family yet.
Welcome back to the Gate Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 9. We're going to get started with everyone around the table. First off, hi, I'm Snow, and I'm the GM for this podcast. I also play Snow in, sort of online, but this day I am your game master. So listen up, peons.
We're listening.
I am Quentin, but a measly peon. I play
Charles Smoot, 57-year-old biology teacher, born and raised in New York. Currently in the middle of who knows where, doing who knows what, but trying to find someone very important to him.
Hi there, I'm Zach. I'll be playing good old Alfred Kenneth Mest here today. We're going to see what's going to happen today. Should be interesting.
Hi, I'm Jaden. I'll be playing Finavir Avir, Bard for Profit.
You're listening to TGC with Alan Taylor, played by this lovable jackwagon, Andrew.
So today, we have a very special way to introduce this episode, featuring our very own bard.
Time to get our story straight. Last we met here at the gate. Our work was done. Time to get clean. Amali's scars look pretty mean. A tavern state was our delight. On our troubles shed some light. To the south, at Tangistan, runs a rumor of time traveling. Books abound. To the north, library scrolls and reports. There was an offer that was made to join up Callus and Brigade. Molly told us, danger no. Train with me and then you go. Smoot had made Cici cry. Who can help this grumpy guy? What will be our hero's fate? Find out this week on the gate. Yay!
Wow, that was pretty impressive.
What a way to recap. Immensely informative.
Barry, it was like the best intro we've had. Dang, guys. All right. So, the celebratory air you initially felt has now faded into a more somber moment. Smoot's words hang heavily in the air. I can't say that I've really found my family yet. It's a sobering moment and a good reminder that maybe this isn't where you belong.
Where are we still?
You're still in the tavern.
We're still in the tavern?
You're still looking at each other as Cici ran out the door and is out of the building.
You know, this feels right. This is the appropriate tone. This is where Smoot lives. He's drugged you all down into it now.
Finavir has a somewhat now emotional attachment to make sure that she is okay. Or should I say paranoia? I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
He would run after her.
Okay. Amali sits there for a moment, but he seems to be letting her get some space initially, and then he gets up as if to go after her as well.
I'm going to reach over and flick Smoot right on the ear. Boy, you know the wrong thing to say. Just the wrong time, don't you?
Wouldn't it be the wrong thing to say at just the right time, just to ruin everything? But I hear what you're trying to say. It's just not right, though.
There are times to bite your tongue.
There are also times to be truthful.
Well, I mean, I get where Smoot's coming from. I just feel really bad because it wasn't the nicest thing to say, Mr. Smoot.
No, it certainly wasn't the nicest. Or the second nicest.
All I'm saying She's been very hospitable, and everyone, surprisingly, for how much death and gloom is supposedly in the air, has been very kind to us. That doesn't mean this is where we belong. Are you telling me that none of you are homesick? No one wants to see their families?
Now you can it with that.
Oh, what, Taylor? What's the problem with that? Oh, are you just trying to not think about it and maybe everything will be hunky-dory? Maybe. Well, that's unfortunately not how life works. If you just leave an open wound alone, it's just gonna fester.
I'm closing it and not thinking about it.
The longer we stay here, the longer we're leaving an unattended wound just left to the elements. The longer we're here, the more time passes. And the more time passes, the more irreparable the damage is that's done.
For all we know, hundreds or thousands of years have already passed. Now my question to you is, if that's the case, how does one more day make any difference to the damage that's been done?
If that's the case, we could be in a simulation. We could be on a different plane of existence. We could be on a different planet. All we need to know is where and when we are. We don't have concrete answers. That is all I'm trying to look for. That's all I've been doing. While all of you have been lollygagging and gallivanting about.
You know, Smoot, that's hurtful. David runs out the door.
Wow. Well, at least all the ladies have left now.
Wait, what does that make me?
Wow, Smoot, you really know.
Kelsey
now
cries and Lisa runs off.
God. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry. Kelsey just looks at you. Mr. Smoot, I think you really do need to work on the way you speak to people.
It's a thing called social skills. I'm surprised a teacher finds himself lacking.
I only know what is right and wrong. I don't need to sugarcoat it. I just need to bestow upon you the right answer.
Kiddies must have loved you.
I got outstanding marks. They said they actually learned something.
Is that how to be a jerk?
How to get work done, Taylor. Something you may be unfamiliar with.
If you might recall, I am the only other one in this entire group that has been asking the same questions as you with equal fervor.
I just assume I still haven't quite finished my soup.
There's very little left, and you are just trying to
Make it last as long as possible.
Yeah,
This is a very interesting play tone because we keep going back and forth through dialogue. And what the heck is happening? This is hysterical.
Kelsey finally gets in between you two, and she says, "All right, should we go after them, or are we just going to stand here and argue? I mean, we do need to figure out what we're going to be doing, but we keep fighting. I don't know, Mr. Alfred. What do you think?"
Well, we still need to talk to Amali at the very least. So,
I figure our best course of action is probably going to be to train with Amali first. Regardless of what we want to do, whether or not we're heading to the closer camp or heading through the dark wood or around the dark wood or what have you to the other place. What was it, the Tiger's Den?
That's where I would like to go.
Regardless of where we want to go, we should train first.
We may be losing a valuable opportunity then. If we could travel with Callus and Asha and bring Amali with us, we'd have 3 experienced persons to guide our way.
But, Mr. Smoot, didn't they say that it would take about a month to get there?
It's going to take a month either way.
Plus, they were going to stop at ruins, they said. Couldn't that take more time?
Potentially, but
I know that they said that they accounted for that, but still. And also that puts us at more risk if we go into the ruins and it's as dangerous as they say.
we don't have to go into the ruins. We can merely stop there while they're doing whatever they need to. It's more of just getting an escort.
There's also the fact that the biggest source of information as to specifically our circumstances is the ruins that we came out of, which are probably the ruins that Amali and that feller Finavir were looking to explore when we first met them, considering they were heading in the direction that we were coming from. Now, if we train up, we could go search those ruins on our own with Amali and Finn.
Quick question. Do ruins tend to grow legs and walk away? No, but people do. People tend to have those things that are walking, and travelers specifically tend to move around. Those ruins will be there, Taylor. If our traveler, we may never know where he is again. And if he is tied to us, if he is one of us, someone that woke up before then,
Or she.
he may have more, they could have some answers. That's all I'm saying. If someone woke us up before us, they were probably asking the same questions. Who knows if they have gotten further than we are trying to get? Don't reinvent the wheel if someone knows how.
We're not reinventing the wheel here, but we don't even know what a wheel is.
But the traveler might.
Smooth. They heard rumors of him back. Okay, how long ago was it that they heard the rumor?
Been probably about a month for them.
Okay, they heard rumors back about a month ago. They didn't even get accurate information on what the person looked like, what they were doing, or where they were going. For all we know, by the time we would get to the location where they heard the rumors about him, he could have, A, been in a completely different location, and his story just traveled there, or B, he's in a completely different location when the rumors got there, and he's already moved again.
But at least if we went to the Tiger's Den and that's where everything started, they'd have more concrete information. If he did leave, they'd know where. If he's still there, we could get lucky.
They would know where, regardless of how long it takes us to get there.
Where did they hear the rumor? Because if I remember correctly, it wasn't the Tiger's Den.
No.
Wasn't it the Lamb's
They went
Respite?
to Lamb's Respite, and then they traveled down to Ashpi.
Yeah.
And they're heading towards Tiger's Den now.
Yeah. So you want to head away from where they heard the rumor.
No. They said that he was rumored to be in the Tiger's Den.
Which is about a month away, and the rumor is about a month old. Which means by the time we get there, our information is 2 months outdated.
We'd at least be getting closer. If we head to Lamb's Respite, we're going 1 month north, and then it would take us 2 months to get south to Tiger's Den, which would be 3 months collectively.
As far as I remember, looking at the map, just real quick, looking at the map, wasn't Lamb's Respite like less than half the distance from here to Tiger's Den, and wasn't through the Darkwood?
She said it took them a month to get there, though.
Hold on, I could be wrong. He could be right.
You said Callus and Asha took a month to get from there. So,
They
to
might
me, Smoot doesn't know many other things. He would assume that it would take a month to travel there.
They might have been working on side quests.
That could be. But wouldn't we be as well in order to level up and train?
They've also been here for a week.
Well, I mean, no, they haven't been here for a week or
They
so.
said they've been here for a week, yeah.
They said they've been here
That's
for
I
a
what
could
week.
have sworn they said they were new in
Fortnite,
town.
so 4 days ago. So
Yeah.
Fortnite is 2 weeks.
Yeah, Fortnite's 2 weeks.
is it? I said
Yes. A
Why-
fortnight's 2 weeks.
Why did I think that it was 4 days? Well,
Because
okay.
Fortnite.
Okay,
a
so
fortnight's 2
I'm
weeks.
just telling you right now that they've been there for 4 days, and that's what I intended by saying fortnight. I was mistaken.
You did say 4 days and Fortnite separately, considering the same thing, so I think it was conveyed across the audience. I was under the impression they were there for a little under a week.
I would like to propose that information was from someone who tends to speak in hyperbole, who had already started on drinking.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
When you guys get a chance to look at a map again, you'll be able to clear up what the distance would be and how long it might take.
Did we get any kind of description of what Tiger's Den was?
Seeker's Guild.
Seeker
sorry.
Space.
Yeah, we were told it's a Seeker's Guild.
That's about
We're-
all you got, was that it
Okay.
was one of the seeker bases.
I know we were told there's like a library in Lamb's Respite as well, though.
You
we were told that there are
so-
libraries and no Seeker's Guild.
So you were told, this is what you were told. You learned that Asha read The Prophet of Prophet at Lamb's Respite. It could have been a long time ago because you have to assume that they've traveled multiple places multiple times. What you understood, though, is she said that those books get moved around from base to base. The seekers are allowed to take them, and she said it's the law.
Okay.
So based on that, you have to extrapolate information.
Okay.
The book is gone.
None of us care about the book. Finavir
Yeah,
cares
but
about
the records would show who took it.
Theoretically, yeah.
Whatever we decide, we should probably go as a group. Getting split up will only lead to a very similar issue where we're just wandering around for months, trying to track one another down if we ever needed to get in contact, if we found any clues. But grudgingly, whatever the group decides, I will stick with them. I'm just saying the quickest path to answers, maybe not the safest, would be to go to Tiger's Den. But life isn't always easy.
All right, then. So we're staying in training?
So take it to a vote. All in favor of sticking around and training?
But not everybody's here.
Well, we can get their votes later.
All right.
Those here in favor of staying and training, raise your hand.
Kelsey raises her hand.
Alan will raise his hand.
Mest finishes his soup. Well, I mean, we're not really going to get done much otherwise, so.
If we leave, we can get other things done, though, Mest.
Or die.
Mest raises his hand as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr.
I'm
Smoot.
going to take that as an affirmative no.
What do you mean? We still have other people that need to vote.
Well, no, I'm from you.
Oh, yeah, no, hard no.
All right.
Yeah,
So we've got currently our tally is 3-1.
Kelsey looks like actually kind of sad by your vote.
Hold on. Who's Smoot also counting in this vote? Because there's only one other vote for the
And you
time
made him
travelers,
cry.
which is David. And we can almost assure that David doesn't want to leave.
Listen, all I'm saying is there are 3 other people who are not present here right now.
I just like how Taylor just immediately goes to the American response, democracy.
It's called democracy, and back where we come from, it's kind of the law.
Who are you telling this
Technically, it
to?
was a constitutional republic, but that's besides the point.
Well, it's a democratic constitutional republic.
Apples and oranges. Let's go find the others. Gosh.
All right, so you guys leave.
Well, and get to eat. He says as he's just walking out the door.
Smoot! What? Get back here and eat. Why? Because you're hungry.
So,
I'm hungry too.
good for you.
You want to get a beer?
Wait a minute.
Maybe.
Did Finavir actually order food? Because last I remember, there was something about getting a rock sandwich for Smoot.
That was a joke. I got him the nicest thing on the menu, the duck.
Yeah, he
Okay, I'm
did.
just making sure.
He did.
that's
He got
right.
2
I also
ducks,
ordered
2
ducks.
chicken, or something like that.
Yeah, it's 2 or more person platter, and I got one for Kelsey and Cici as well. It was an very expensive dinner.
Yeah, but everyone ran away from dinner. So
I didn't run away.
I'm still sitting at the table.
Mest ate his food.
Okay, so Alan and Smoot stay behind.
We have an angry meal. Arguing and yelling at each other. I'm hungry too.
Okay,
Before I leave, I'm just going to toss an extra silver to the barkeep.
he looks at the coin that you flicked to him on the table, and he nods as you leave. And he gives you a very strange thumbs up, which seems kind of out of place in the society, but it seems like some things have maybe carried over.
I'll give him the thumbs up back and be on my way.
All right. Finavir, you and Amali go outside. You don't see Cici anywhere. It looks like she's probably taken off a bit. So you and him are probably going to have to search. It doesn't take long, though, because you hear yelling upstairs, and then you see David come running out, crying. They're so mean to me. I don't know what I did wrong. It's just a mistake. I'm sorry.
I would go up to him, hearing of this. I will put my hands on the back of his shoulders. You shouldn't feel bad today. You did great. You have great courage within you.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate that. They don't appreciate me. Well, Mr. Smoot doesn't appreciate what I do for him.
I appreciate you, David.
Like, you just see tears on this big black man's face. And I don't know how to describe this, but it's like a bond forms between you two. And it's there. And there's nothing you can do about it now.
It's called solidarity.
David will remember this.
David
will remember this.
That just appears over your head. Yes, there you go. All right. So, do we need to find the Cici?
Wait, it wasn't her yelling upstairs.
Very important. Did I notice if she was wearing the mask when she wore off?
She
All right, run out.
did run out with the half mask on her face.
Okay. Slightly less, but still concern.
Amali just looks at you, and he pauses for a moment as he seems to be thinking. I have a feeling I know where she is, but she's found some new places, I think, to go and hide. We might need to split up.
Okay, divide and conquer.
Yeah. I'm gonna head to the market. You could head back towards the house.
Okay, I'm off.
David just looks back and forth. I'm coming with you, Finn.
Thanks, David. I could use an extra set of eyes.
So you guys go off. I'm just going to have you roll a few checks for me as you go perceptioning. Alfred, you would come out probably about, that conversation went on for 15-ish minutes. So you'd come out basically when they were gone. So when you get out there, you're like, okay.
Callus and Asha were there if you wanted to talk to them.
They left.
Oh, they left?
They left before
They
our
left.
entire conversation.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I like Callus.
So do I. But we're never going to see him again.
We might see him again. 15.
Okay. You are wandering around for approximately 13 minutes before you even catch eyes. Like you even catch like the sight of this little half mask peeking out in the crowd. and she just seems to be walking through, just
I thought they
meandering.
went to check the house.
They're heading towards the house.
Yeah.
He was told to check towards the house, head that direction.
So I see her?
You see the half mask, like the little ears
Like on a person or on the ground?
on a person.
Okay, I'll approach.
So you go up to the person.
Okay, so I actually make it up to there.
Yeah.
Hey there.
You go up to the person who is wearing traditional Ashpi garb and you say, hey there to the person. And they turn.
Who are you?
Oh, nobody important.
Okay.
Will be one day. It's enough effort.
Oh,
you-
good luck with that.
You left out of there in such a hurry. Is everything all right?
I left out of where?
I would like to make a check to figure out if I think that it's actually Cici under the mask.
Wisdom.
5.
The person appears about the same height, similar clothes, wearing the mask. Kind of weird that they keep saying like, yeah, okay. Like it's just a little awkward, but it could be Cici.
Since I'm in a hurry, I will skip the formalities and just attempt to lift the mask a bit.
Okay,
Whoa there. Excuse me.
Does that sound like Cici?
a little bit.
Oh.
It sounds like a young girl. Little bit. Yeah, your wisdom wasn't high enough to get much more. It sounds like a little girl.
Wouldn't I get to add my sense motive to that? Which would make it a 9?
She's not bluffing. And also the sense motive would be trying to get a... I suppose you could roll. Sure. You can add that.
Okay, so then it'd be a 9.
It's
Which doesn't help a whole lot.
It doesn't help too much.
That was a
Too
pretty
much.
bad roll.
Yeah, it sounds
Come
like a
on.
young woman, young girl's voice.
Like, what did he say to you to make you so upset anyway?
Who said what to me? Excuse you, sir.
Cici.
Is
Oh.
that who that was? Oh, I'm not Cici.
The girl
know-
lifts the mask off, and you see that it's this brown eye, similar to Cece's, but she's got freckles all over her face and like almost all the way onto her ears as well.
Wait, does that mask look like my mask?
Yeah.
Did she give you the mask?
Yeah, we made a trade.
I hope it was for something good.
Yeah,
All right.
I regret it since I'm being bothered by somebody like you.
Well,
She puts the mask back down and walks away.
I swear, everyone in this village is sassy.
sassy.
I'm sorry, my personality comes out everywhere.
so if you saw her, could you tell me where she went?
She already walked away.
I will
And she's
pursue.
ignoring. Oh, so you're following
I'm
her.
faster than anyone in this village.
What?
I can be if I need to.
Oh, okay. Expeditious retreat, I suppose.
I have 1 spell left.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're chasing after this person, and she finally just stops as you walk after, and you're talking to her, and she stops. She says,
Will you stop following me, please? That's very weird.
I need to find her. Could you please tell me where she went?
Okay. All I know is that she asked me for my whistle, and then she gave me her mask, and then she went towards the town hall.
Okay. Sorry to bother you. You have a great day, and I'll book it.
okay.
I will book it, but also try to make sure that David can still see me.
Oh, went up. I can't do this. Oh God, I need to exercise more. Is it? All right. So, was that her? She was
No.
wearing the mask, right?
She traded the mask away. That was expensive.
Oh, did she get something good at least?
Apparently a whistle. I could have given her one of those.
What does she need a whistle for?
No idea.
It could be a stranger danger whistle.
Oh, well, maybe it was a good trade.
Alfred, you do see them walking around nearby, just looping back around, it looks like.
All right, I'll go up and just... Finavir,
Mess!
have you seen Cici or Amali?
No, but I heard she was heading towards town hall.
Well, I guess we might as well go after her for now.
All right, we'll see what we find. Hey, David.
Yeah, what is it?
You have a keen eye.
Is that what we called it?
Yeah, that's what I would call it. Hey,
I don't know what you're talking about. It's,
my... Do you,
it's,
do you think that you could maybe discern Cece's tracks among the
do I look
the
like
others
a
in-
bloodhound? Does it really look like I could track somebody's feet? Look at all the footprints. There are so many footprints. There are many different footprints.
Another day.
Probably not. I'm not good at tracking. No. Listen, if you want me to look at something and say, oh, that's worth a lot of money, that's what I can do for you.
Okay, duly noted. Till then, let's see what we can find near Town Hall.
Specifically the words, oh, that's worth a lot of money, just so you know. Because some things
What?
in this world are a little weird, and I'm not sure how to price them yet.
If you keep telling me your numbers, I might be able to figure that out eventually.
Oh, great. Wonderful. So you guys are heading towards Town Hall. Alan
Still eating.
and Smoot.
At some point, I would just sit there. Nothing is appetizing right now. My stomach can't be filled when something's weighing on my conscience.
Did you finish the ale you were handed?
Probably like halfway down, in the middle of eating one of the duck legs. Well, luckily it's mobile, and he just gets up,
Okay. All right. So you guys are actually...
grabs a duck leg.
So you take the duck leg with you
Yeah,
outside?
he takes a duck leg and takes the beer and walks out.
Okay. So, Finevere, Alan, do you sit there and continue eating your duck?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Finevere and Alfred, you guys make it towards the town hall. Why don't you two make a perception check for me really quick?
Right.
18.
Okay.
18 as well.
All right. You guys hear a tooting sound in the air that sounds somewhat like a whistle.
Aww.
Not a fart, Quentin.
Is it musical in nature? Like, does it have a rhyme or rhythm?
It has a little bit of a melody, but it's not very good. It's kind of shaky on the notes.
I have a whistle, but I don't think that sing or strings would apply to that.
But
All
you're,
right, I'll follow it then.
okay, so you follow after the sound. All right, so you guys follow after. I'm assuming, do you go after him as well, or?
Why are we following a whistle?
Cici sold that mask I gave her for a whistle.
Ah. All right.
I really hope it's a good one.
Can I help you, Quinn? Why are you looking at me weird?
Nothing.
Okay, no.
He just wants to grump.
What's your thought process?
Nothing. We're fine.
Quentin.
What's your thought
I'm
process?
just terrified of whistles.
What are you thinking?
Oh,
Why is he afraid of whistles?
Because of the context of who made the whistle. Or at least thought up of a whistle. I don't trust this woman in whistles. She and wind instruments are immensely dangerous objects.
How is actual real life M dangerous with a wind instrument?
actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. All right.
Smoot's grumpily trying to look for people, tracking them if he can.
Okay. Good luck with that. Make perception check.
Survival.
Sure, if you're tracking.
21.
So there's a lot of footprints and a lot of, many of them are kind of blending into the dirt. You do see that the tavern is starting to get more people coming into it as you're leaving. So it's really hard for you to discern your friends' footprints, but you do see some heavier footprints in shoes that look more like what you would wear, like modern, air quotes around the word modern.
I'd try and follow them.
They look like boots, maybe.
Boots
Nike.
with
no.
tread.
They're the little tread. No.
All right. So you follow after the whistle. Alfred, you asked him why you were following the whistle, and you learned that it was because of Cici making the trade. Do you follow after him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once explained that whistle would be potential CC, I would still follow.
All right. So potential Cici. So you follow after it. And yes.
If we've been traveling all this time, I would ask them what the heck was said to her to set her off like that.
I'm going to assume it was Smoot.
David chimes in. Yeah, no. Smoot said something that wasn't exactly the nicest thing to say. She basically said that we were her family and that Smoot was more along the lines of, basically, you're not my family. I need to find my actual family, and brushed her off. You know.
Smoot, your grump is a two-edged sword, I swear.
All right, so you guys follow after this whistling sound, and you see on a side street, like sitting on some crates, you see Cici, and she's sitting there, and she looks like she's playing on a long pipe whistle, and she's playing it, and then she's looking in your direction. As soon as she catches your eye, she hops up from the crates, and she starts trotting towards the hill house, and she maneuvers her way through the crowd. At that moment, in the light breeze, a red scarf catches your vision, and you see a larger crowd that appears to line along the main street, and several strangely tall red guard passing by.
In the direction that she's heading?
In the direction that she's heading, and she is dodging through the crowd and pushing through.
I will consume a coffee bean and cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
This makes me quite fast. I think, to be specific, this will last for 3 minutes and increases my land speed by 30 feet.
Okay.
It also affects acrobatics with jumping distance,
Okay.
if that matters.
So I'm assuming you start to run towards her?
Yep.
Okay. So you start running towards her, and you are having to essentially push through the crowd as well, and it's slowing you down, and you're actually just within reach of her, but she is managing to dodge through because she's a little bit shorter than you.
Difficult terrain, half speed, it should still be just like,
Just
a
like...
good bit faster than her, like by a fourth.
Yes, but there's a lot of people, and this is almost like a line of people that seem to be almost trying to see something. She pushes through right before you're about to grab her. And as she does, you hear a screeching sound from some kind of wild beast. And then you hear a scream.
Is the scream audible from the bar?
And is it female or male?
It sounds femal.
Female.
Femal. You hear a lot of voices start getting really loud, but it's a little distance away. You do hear a little bit of a scream, though, that breaks through the silence of you chomping away at food, and the tavern is starting to get a little noisy, which goes dead silent.
I've had sufficient time to eat my food. I'm going to go investigate.
Okay. Smoot, you hear it, and Alfred, you hear it. David, you guys hear it, and the crowd starts murmuring, and it sounds like a lot of people are actually starting to scream as well and freak out.
My focus is 100% Cici. I'm more or less ignoring the surrounding at this point. Have you ever been tilted and tunnel visioned?
Tilted and tunnel vision.
Well, that's how it works.
He's got tunnel vision.
Yeah.
So he's very focused on her.
It's very difficult to care about anything else other than her safety.
Got it.
So I want to roll perception real quick.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 3. So 9. But I wanted to try to see if there was anyone who looks like mildly calm, at least, that I could try to talk to figure out what's going on.
You see a tall man at the back who appears to be looking over, but you can see his eyes are wide and a little disturbed.
Sir, what's going on?
A girl. She was bitten.
Bitten by what?
One of the toad lizards.
Is she all right? Why is there a lizard in the middle of town?
They're the red guard mounts.
Oh.
But he's like, I didn't see anything else than that. I just heard her scream, and I can see that thing. And you do see, when you look up, you see this reptilian skin, greenish-gray in color, peeking over the crowd as you see this creature start to thrash around, knocking over some people. You even see its tail fling in the air, and you see it's about 6 feet long. Finavir, you step through the crowd. You're able to push through as a lot of people actually back out, and you see that this large reptilian creature that looks to be about 6 feet tall and maybe 10 feet long. At least that's what you guess from the angle that you're looking at. You hear it let out this growling hiss sound as it starts to thrash and pull along this humanoid body like a rag doll and shake it. And you see that it's Cici, and it has her by the arm. It has this skin flap that fans out from its neck as though it were trying to perform some sort of intimidation tactic. 2 guards rush over and draw their weapons, pointing it towards Cici and this large lizard-like creature. The guard that is riding atop of it seems to be struggling to grab the reins from the creature, but after a moment he does, and he pulls back on the creature's reins, and it seems to stop thrashing about and simply holds Cici there while she hangs from her arm limp.
I'll rush out into the middle and say, what is the meaning of this?
So as you go out, they turn their weapons towards you, and one of them says,
Get back.
Hey, she's with me. What are you doing here?
You hear a voice cut through the panic of the crowd, and it draws your attention towards the front of the line, and everyone seems to grow quiet.
What is going on here?
And a man steps down from one of the larger mounts at the front of the line of soldiers. As he approaches, you see that he is wearing a long red shoulder cape that is splaying back with every step he takes towards you. And on his head, you see that he's wearing a very sharp-looking cap, unlike all the rest of the soldiers who are wearing helmets that obscure their faces. His features are sharp and angular, and you can see that although his physique is rather unassuming, his face speaks of another story, of command and intimidation. And as he marches towards you, you see his hand reach towards his side as if he was reaching for some sort of weapon, all the while shouting at the soldiers around him. As he arrives, he sees that the creature is biting down on Cici, and he turns to the soldiers who are holding their weapons pointed at her, and he says,
Drop your weapons. Are you insane? Get a hold of your Toda, soldier, or I will take care of it for you.
The two guards who had drawn their weapons and pointed them at Cici and you, Finavir, immediately lower them. The one that was riding atop this Toda lizard seems to be trying to pull back on the reins to get it to release, but to no avail. At this, the man wearing the red shoulder cape takes his hand that he had trained on his weapon, and he draws it. And as he does, you see that there is a blue shimmering light that appears as he pulls it out of the scabbard, and you see that he is wielding a blue sword, which he then takes and rams through the skull of this large lizard. You hear an agonizing screech from the Toda as the blade enters into its head. Its eyes roll back into its skull, and its mouth falls open and releases Cici's arm, and it falls over, dead on the ground. The soldier atop of it having to jump off as the large body falls over with a massive thud.
Thanks for that. I should hope your men learn to control their pets a little bit better.
Why is she running out into the road?
Who wouldn't? Everyone's trying to get somewhere. Now, are you going to pay for her medical expenses or what?
He looks down at her with an apathetic look, and then looks back up at you, seemingly searching your face for a brief moment. And then he says, Take her.
Then I'm coming with her.
Very well. He then turns and signals for two soldiers to approach. They come over and they start to pick her up. You see that Cici is passed out. Her arm falls limp to the side as they grab her, and you see that there is a slight trickle of blood coming down from her right arm.
I'm disarmed. I don't have my backpack. I have...
Why would you ask?
I only have...
Why would you not just...
I can only cast 3 spells.
Why would you not just ask her to leave? Just take her and leave and get her own medical attention for the people we were told to keep her away from.
Make a perception check really quick.
Too late now.
5.
You see familiar red hair in the crowd, and you see a very furrowed brow, and it appears that Amali is in the background. He looks extremely angry.
Not at me.
He looks extremely angry at the situation at this point.
David, go get Schmoot and Alan.
Do you think I can run after them? You're scrawnier than I am.
All right, I'm going to stay and make sure they don't get into too much trouble. Let them know what's going on.
I really think you did not hear what I just said. I cannot run to go get them.
You don't have to run. You just have to let them know what's going on.
So I can go at my own pace?
As long as you find Smoot and Alan.
All right, I will do my best, okay? But,
All right.
What is going on up there?
I'm assuming Cece's in some trouble right now, right?
All right. Oh, I'm going. And he runs off, and then he stops running, like, halfway through, and he's just like, he seems to take a deep breath.
Smoot would have, as soon as he heard the scream, would have immediately stopped tracking and immediately ran towards that direction just on the off chance it was Cici.
Okay. So you get there as you see two soldiers carrying Cici, looking like they're putting her on these giant lizard-looking creatures. They almost look like Komodo dragons with how thick their skulls are, and like there's almost stub snout. But they have frills that seem to flare out as they turn and they hiss at the crowd that's around them, who are all whispering. And you see Finavir following along, very concerned looking as he goes, almost like he's asking for help, I assume.
Do I see any familiar faces other than Cici and Finavir?
So after telling David to go find them, I want to make a stealth check to try to follow along them stealthily.
Okay, go ahead.
Without being noticed. 15.
Okay. You're able to move along. A lot of the crowd members are also going along, following very cautiously, and they seem very worried.
So wait, I just want to get this straight. I come to the scene. I see Cici with blood on her arm, her being carried away by two soldiers, a dead monitor lizard in the middle of the road, and Finavir pleading for assistance.
Well, I asked if he was, I don't know what facial expression he's making. Do you look concerned at all?
I am upset.
Okay.
So he's angry for some reason. Just clarifying all of these informations.
Yeah, he's angry for some reason.
Okay. I'm gonna run to the town hall.
Okay. You run towards the town hall. So, Alan, you make it to the crowd. Not long after, you see Smoot run towards the town hall.
Smoot, he's gone.
But you do see the crowd, and you see large lizard creatures carrying red guard on their back that appear to be heading out of town.
I guess I'll go up to someone who is at the front of the crowd and ask what happened.
It looks like some girl got bit.
What did she look like? She have longish brown hair, smaller side, around 18, 20.
Something along that line.
Well, shoot.
Do you know her?
Possibly.
Oh, geez. Well, they're getting ready to take her out of town.
I rush forward towards the caravan not caravan, but group of soldiers.
All right. So you run out.
Do I see Finn at all?
You see Finn in tail of the two guards who are carrying Cici.
I guess I'll hurry up to Finn and ask him what the heck he's doing.
As soon as you try to step out from the crowd, the guards pull out their weapons and they point them towards you.
Hands up, don't stab.
They're more like guns.
Hands up, don't stab. My apologies, I didn't mean any threatening manners.
That's exactly what happened. You run up towards these creatures, they will bite you.
I will back away from the creature, but still within close proximity to the group. Finn, what on earth is going on?
They withdraw their weapons and allow you to step a little closer.
One of these lizards bit Cici, and now she's unconscious. Are these things venomous? You have an antidote.
They don't
How
answer.
far away is the medic?
They don't answer.
I give him like a I need to get out of this look, but I make it brief.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a better plan, and then I realized I left my alchemical kit at the house.
Wait, why are we taking her out of town? Why don't we just take her to medic in town?
Well, before we would move too far, I'm going to ask that.
Well, I'm asking right now.
The man who interceded on Cici's behalf, you can assume to be some sort of higher-ranking officer. You see that he has already remounted himself on his own Toda lizard all the way at the front of the line of soldiers.
Well, I'd be shouting anything at him. He's the only person that looks like he can knows how to get anything done around here. He's the only person here I have a midget of respect for. How far is your medic? Are these things venomous?
Fine. That is why they are used by the Red Guard.
Well, is it a particularly complex poison?
I suspect that you would have the antidote, as they seem to go off on just anyone.
He doesn't answer that.
Can I try to persuade him to answer that?
You could try.
I don't know if you need to look at a chart for this. You do not. 12.
He does not answer that. He's all the way at the front of this thing. There's about 8 between them, and they're large creatures.
And which one is Cici on?
Cici is being more so carried than she is on one of them right now.
There would be a problem if I was not within arm's reach of her.
They aren't stopping you from being near her.
Good.
They're stopping anybody else who's trying to get near her, though.
How close is she to the front?
She's like right in the middle.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go up to the front then.
Okay.
More or less. How's about I my compatriot who have been traveling with her.
Get back.
I'm with him and her. Why don't you let us take her to a medic and you can return if you've got an antidote?
We were asked to take care of this. If you wish to take care of it yourself, then speak with the man who asked us to take care of the situation.
Didn't you ask them to take care of her?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have an antidote on you?
Fair enough.
Okay, so Smoot, you make it to the town hall where you actually see Topti, who's coming out from there. She appears to be in her younger form right now.
Topti,
Yes.
they're a red guard. They attacked some of the people. They were walking off with some of the civilians.
She takes her staff, the deer-headed staff, and she stamps it on the ground. Take me to them.
All there is there's a really large dead lizard in the middle of the road. The red guard walked off that way. They were leaving with Cici.
The lizard is actually being dragged away by them.
Oh, okay.
Well,
he doesn't.
when he left, it was in the middle of the road.
Yeah, but they're dragging it. They're taking it with them.
I would take her to the road in which I last saw them on. Topti, they have Cici.
Oh dear. How did that happen exactly?
I don't know. All I know is that when I showed up, she had blood running down her arm. There were 2 guards escorting her away. Finnevier looked like he was really angry about something, and there was a dead lizard in the middle of the road.
We better hurry before Molly does something stupid.
So she starts walking a lot faster, not really running. You can tell that she, even though she appears younger, her age is still keeping her from moving very quickly. You can see the tail end of it from where you are, though.
Cool. So yeah, I would be,
Okay.
be
So
following after that.
you guys are getting really close to the exit of the village, and you see flashes of Amali, who keeps like giving you eyes like, get out of there now or else. but he's not taking any action right now. Alfred, what would you be doing at this point?
I'm following along with the group, trying to keep myself hidden from the guards at least, just so they know that I'm not following them.
David running around aimlessly in circles around town.
I'm assuming looking for Smoot or Alan. I thought he would be useful here.
Where's Kelsey been during the whole?
Kelsey went off to find one of you guys earlier. She went off to find you guys, but she hasn't found you yet.
All right. I'll walk to the front.
Okay.
Listen, this is taking a while. I happen to know my own medic.
If you want us to treat her, it will take time for us to get to our camp. If you would like to take her, that is fine.
Unacceptable. If you just provide me with a med kit, I'll be on my way and this will be the last of your troubles.
Are you sure about this? You are very insistent that we treat her. You may take her to your own medic if you wish, but we will no longer be responsible for the outcome.
All right. I can agree to that. Do you seem to have a better handle on your men? I'll trust that you'll keep them in line next time they're in town. Thank you.
And he signals with his hands. Just to give a better description of this guy, I just realized I didn't. I just described his outfit. He has dark, almost black hair and a scar that runs diagonally across his face and especially like across his lips and travels slightly down his neck. He appears to have a very like square jaw and is very fit and green eyes.
We've met agreeable terms. What is your name?
To you, I am Captain Wernsberg.
You're an agreeable man, Captain Wernsberg.
Warnsberg.
Oh, my deepest apologies. I'll bow.
So he signals and the guards stop don't just stop carrying her. They stop and all the creatures behind him stop as well.
I move to receive Cici.
And I expect my dang med kit.
They will not hand her to you.
Oh, it's all right. I'll go up. I'll collect Cici.
Okay, so you go over to them and they hand Cici to you.
You want to hand her to me so you can grab your med kit?
And I hand Cici over to him.
Okay.
And I'm expecting my med kit.
Wait, you asked him for a med kit?
Yep, and he agreed to it.
Oh, no, dang it, no. I'm sorry. I thought you said something about a med kit and that you already had your med kit.
He wanted one.
We do not have a med kit to give you. All of our medications are at our base.
And I guess I would say something along the lines of, funds are tight. Fine. I'll cover it this time, and thank you for being hospitable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do not know why. I thought you said something about you had your own med kit. That's what I was going off of basically on what you had said earlier.
I'd assume that any military platoon would have bandages and such.
They're not going to give them out.
Anti-venom.
They're not going to give them out easily, especially since she is the one who technically ran out into their lineup, which was a threat to the creature. But yeah.
Well, they probably wouldn't give them out.
Yeah, you're going to try, but...
Same as before.
This man's really...
14. Literally 14. Same as before.
This man's very confident in his animal handling capabilities if he's going to deal with poisonous creatures and not have a anti-venom on hand.
Venomous. I love you, Zach.
By the way, I have Cici in my arms at this point. I'm going to try and get response out of her.
Her head lolls to the side.
Is her arm still, like, profusely leaking blood?
It's still bleeding a bit, and you can actually see that it's swelling up, and you also see, like, some kind of greenish ooze on the top, on, like, the surface of it.
We need to get it to mist. I'm really bad at this. So I'll start heading back.
In the meantime, I will lay her to the ground, rip off the sleeve of my shirt, and wrap that tightly around her upper arm.
The crowd backs away and gives you space, but all of them are just on looking and murmuring amongst the crowd.
Whoa, there are other people here other than the Red Guard?
Yes.
There's been a crowd.
Lines of townspeople all throughout the city.
Oh, I thought we
on
left.
either side of the street. You haven't left yet.
You were trying.
getting ready to.
Yeah,
that's
you were
much better.
trying to leave the city.
Do I roll heal for first aid? For trying to bandage an arm?
To stop bleeding, yes.
Well, I'm going to rush him. It's like, we don't have time. We need to get a good help.
It was an 18.
Okay. You were able to stop the bleeding by taking your shirt, ripping it, and wrapping it around the wound. But you do see that some of the blood is oozing through as well as the goop. So it's not like super active bleeding, but you are able to treat it with what you have.
I just wanted to cut circulation so that it doesn't get all in her body.
If Amali was within sight distance, then he's the first stop.
Finn, lead the way.
So you see Amali. He waves you on. He basically says, "Don't come to me." He tells you, roll sense motive.
16.
Knowing Amali, you can tell that he's basically telling you to, it's your get help signal.
Then I'm going for Mest. I'm just going to keep going till I find him or David or Smoot or someone. Basically, I would go, who can help with this?
That's fine.
Do Smoot and Topty appear soon?
We are walking behind them.
They're behind and a little slow. Topty does.
But we're walking down the center of the street, which I thought you said there wasn't anyone in, so you would have a clear view of us.
Yeah, you can see coming over the hill behind you, not really the hill, but like over the slope, a younger looking woman who has the staff that Topty was carrying, but it doesn't look like old Topty, and you see Smoot next to her.
Okay, great. I can, if that's the first person I see, then beeline.
Okay, so you guys beeline that way, and the guard continues on. You bring Cici over to Topty and Smoot. You see that her arm is bandaged up. You do see some of the blood seeping through, not really leaking or anything, but you also see green tints on it as well. Topty is slowly aging down as she walks.
We need medicine.
So as I get to them, I say, we need help. She's been poisoned, venomed.
Well, I don't have anything on me. The only unless Topty knows anything better.
Venomed? Okay, hold on.
Envenomated.
One of those lizards bitter.
Okay,
bad.
Off. Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
She looks at Cici.
Oh, my girl. Please, go to Marnie's, the herbalist. She's in the market. She should not yet be closed.
The sun is coming down, by the way.
Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
There's no time to waste. Help Ellen carry.
I've got her myself.
Alfred, you see them going from the center all the way towards the back. You're able to follow along if you meet up with them.
My character, Cici's no longer with the Red Guard. Bit more on the relaxed side. I guess I want to take a look, see if I can spot Amali. 11.
You see his red hair.
Okay.
He's a little taller than some of the village, like the average village height, which is a little shorter.
I'm going to try to work my way over towards Amali.
Okay. You do so, and it takes you a little bit as the crowd is dispersing. Some people are pushing you and like just to get through, and you have to push through them. But you do manage to meet up with Amali, who is leaning against a building, and he looks worn down.
Understandable. I would go up closer to him within like hushed tone sort of range for speaking with him, and I'm just like, Amali, I know Finavir and Alan got her away from the Red Guard.
He sighs heavily.
Do you know anything about those lizards?
Cursed beasts, that's what they are.
All right, but do you know anything about how they work or anything? Starting to know how we counteract the poison is probably going to be the first thing we need to do.
I don't know. Am I an herbalist? I'm not a stable master.
I was just asking. I know you've been hesitant of the Red Guard, and I thought maybe you might know something.
All I know is to steer clear of them.
All right.
If you really need to know about these creatures, then I recommend going to see Marnie or even Jakob.
All right. What are you going to do?
Try not to kill somebody.
Reasonable enough. Why don't we go and help? You're the only family that Cici truly has right now, at least. Or at least someone she could honestly consider family.
How can I go and see her if I let that happen to her? It's my job to protect her, and I failed that.
And you're failing her even worse by not being there now that she's hurt.
Ooh, that was good. I like it. Okay, let's see what that means.
Should I roll any kind of diplomacy or anything? Should I roll anything for that? I'm just curious.
Reflex, initiative, who knows?
Well, no, I'm talking about what I said.
Okay. You see more emotion on this man's face than you have seen at all, and he actually looks like he is on the brink of tears. This man has barely shown any emotion. He's barely smiled, laughed, or anything, and you see his face like he is breaking at this point.
Is he still like leaning up against the building?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to see if I can get his voice to crack, because that's going to be fun. I'm a terrible person. Listen.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know what to do.
Well, if you don't know what to do, then pick something and do it.
That's basically how Mest has lived his life.
Amali looks at Mest, and he still looks like he's like breaking, and he just says,
I can't go through this again. I can't face her right now. I'm here if she needs me, but I can't look at her when she's like that.
You know, I'm starting to see why she doesn't enjoy staying here by herself.
And I'm walking away
You
now.
are herring this man a new one.
I'm sorry.
No. But,
Rude.
like, a mad
This is
scientist with no moral filter is just, it's perfect. It's
he technically has a moral filter.
Poor Amali.
He's just
No, you have ethics. You have no morals.
Okay.
first class, 10 out of 10.
So you say this and you like turn and not hightail it. You turn and
I'm starting to go away.
yeah, you strut off very confidently because you're like, yeah, what I said was right.
I mean, I wouldn't have like a strut. I would just be like, I need to go now.
Okay, so you have purpose in your step.
Yes.
He'd be
Because
trudging along.
Because to him, it was the practical thing to say.
Yeah, it was practical.
The practical? Dr. Practical?
No.
Dr. Proctor, where are you, man?
Where's
I don't think he could help us.
Hopefully dead.
Hopefully not the far traveler.
far, far
Oh
away.
my gosh.
What if Dr. Proctor was the far traveler?
I would have an aneurysm.
So after Taylor would have told Smoot that he would be able to hold on to Cici, Smoot would have ran to Marnie's shop immediately, just trying to get as far ahead to give her as much of a notice before they got there as possible.
Taylor following behind because he doesn't remember where Marnie's is.
Does Smoot know where it is?
There is nothing that can keep me from her side.
You remember that the herbalist shop was right where, like right outside was where you met Cici. That's poetic.
It all
Oh my
begins
gosh.
and ends at
It
the
all
herbalist shop.
Oh, it
Ends
better
where-
not end if Knives anything to say about it.
But
No,
do
we're gonna come back
Do you?
after the entirety of the campaign, and it's just
No knocking.
we're all gonna die right in front of the
First
shop.
off, no knocking.
You just
Barges
go in.
straight in.
The door bursts open, and as you go in, you see the line of her shelves, and you see her desk all the way in the back where she is tidying up.
Oh, hello.
Marty, you have a patient.
Oh,
Urgent need.
oh.
We need antivenom
Oh,
immediately.
What kind of creature?
One of the big lizard thingies that the Red Guard wear.
They wear them?
The ride. One of the big lizard thingies that the Red Guard ride.
I don't have anything for that. Did you happen to get a sample?
Well, she'll be here any minute now.
Oh,
Clear some space, make room.
All right. And she just takes the stuff on her desk and she sweeps her arms across it. The glass and everything on it, the mortar and pistol, like the stone mortar and pistol, hit the ground. The glass shatters. The pistol cracks the floor a little bit. It's undamaged itself.
It's a good pistol.
The mortar and pistol. Yeah.
oh. I just realized I needed some of those. Oh, you can't tell me to clear things. I get too excited.
Listen, I'll help with whatever I can. I'm slightly knowledgeable in these treatments, but we just need to make room as soon as she gets here.
All right. So bandages and cleaning and yes, go grab some more vials on the shelf over there, please.
All right.
All right. So you go and grab all this. You guys bring in Cici and you see the table in the back.
Perfect. Clear spot. Lay her down gingerly.
Okay. She's still unconscious. She's not woken up or been responsive to your shaking or whatever you've been doing.
Smoot, has she got a pulse?
Well, I don't know, Taylor. Does she?
Heal check.
17.
She does have a pulse. It's thready, which means it's kind of weak, but it's there.
It's faint.
By the way, repeatedly, I'm doing the only thing I know how to besides encouragement, which is constantly coming out to. It's like, hang in there. You will pull through this. I continually do my, one of the only spells I can cast, which is resistance with my small stone. I kiss the stone because you don't have to, but it's the way I think my character thinks it should be done.
Herbalist, I tied her arm off to keep it from getting too much into her system.
Oh, good job. All right, let's see.
We're gonna need new bandages and a sample of the poison, though.
For
I didn't bandage it at all.
For
I
the
tied her
venom,
arm off.
for the venom, we are going to need a sample. It has to be the venom of the creature in order to make an anti-venom to treat it. It has to be within. In order for the venom to be potent enough, it has to be within 24 hours of.
Well, it just happened moments ago.
No, the venom itself. You can't take it from the wound. It's already in her body. I need a sample from the creature directly.
And I look at you two, being Benevere and Taylor.
Amali better have a dang good reason for tearing me off. No, we were asked to leave. It's like, of course. Couldn't be easy. Marnie, I expect everything to be done to slow the symptoms.
Of course, that is what my job is.
You'll be thoroughly compensated, so don't worry about that. I can even maybe help fix your mess, but not now.
It's all right. Truthfully, the venom is more of a paralysis. She should be okay to rest at home, but it will take her time to improve.
Do you know how much time?
It should take
Like days?
several weeks, based on her condition. An anti-venom would speed up the process, of course.
Will it be painful?
I mean, the pain in her arm would be the most pain, but she won't be able to move for a while.
I'm a healer. I can heal injuries. Just...
What if?
I'm weak right now. I've used all my energy. Would that help? Anything?
It would not restore her entirely. You see, the venom is very special. It is not like having a wound that comes from breaking a bone or from fighting and getting cuts. The wound is infected with venom and the poison that has gone through her body.
All right. Please patch her up the best you can.
Okay, so Alfred, you make it over to the herbalist shop, to Marnie's place.
Okay, so just so we know, Alfred didn't know where they were going, but he knew he would need supplies at least if he was going to help at all.
Your character had a good feeling that that's where it would be. You have intuition enough to know that Marnie would probably be the only place where people would go for
I've visited, I've stayed a while, I learned underneath her tutelage.
Make a perception check for me really quick.
25.
Amali is trailing behind you really far back. He is not getting within a certain distance of you, but he's still behind you.
I turn, not breaking my stride, just enough to get myself to like put my voice towards Amali, and I just say,
he's got like his hands in his pocket doing like the mopey walk.
He's harumphed.
If you've decided to do something, don't do it half-assed.
Like if this was an anime, it'd just be like a rock falling on his head.
Or like the exclamation point that falls out of the sky and the character turns white.
Basically, yeah. He does not respond to that. He continues to mopily, stands up a little bit straighter, but is still walking a distance behind you.
He's following along. That's all he can hope for at this point.
As you turn back, you kind of see him like almost rub his face with his arm.
It's fine. Smooth. Fine.
Smoot would turn to Finavir and Taylor. You heard the lady. The only thing we can do to help is either wait this out or go get a sample.
There's got to be something else. Hey, Callus.
What about him?
He said he fought a large lizard. He could have been exaggerating and calling it a dragon. Maybe it was one of these.
Could have been. You think he has a venom sample that's newer than a day?
Maybe it's still out there. Maybe it hasn't been 24 hours.
Why don't we just go to the guard and throw money at him? You bit my person. Let me get some venom from you, snake.
I can't.
Why?
I give him my word that those will be the last of the trouble.
I didn't give him my word.
Then you can't tell them that it was this person. You can't. They won't accept it. It was the only deal to get us away from them.
How kindly do you think they'll be to give us a vial of their venom for 30 silver up front?
Appraise?
Who knows? Why don't we get David to use his particular set of skills?
Go ahead and use
I don't know that David's particular method of acquiring income is going to be useful here.
Hey.
Wait.
Hey, excuse me.
David, where did you come from?
I've been here the entire time.
You've just been waiting in Marty's shop for us to show up?
No, he's been here trying to help for hours.
Listen, sometimes all it takes is a bit of prayer and thought. That's about all I can do at this moment. I'm sorry that I don't know what else to do. I am not a healer.
We can go and get some antivenom, or we can tend to her while she's paralyzed. Two options, very clear.
You know. He yawns a little bit as he scratches his chest. I really probably should care more right now, shouldn't I? I'm sorry.
Keep this up and you might be paralyzed in 2 seconds.
So, Marnie.
Yes.
Do you know where we can get a lizard? Like the big ones that they had. She pauses.
I don't know that exactly, but I would say that you could probably go and check out Jakob's stables. He knows quite a bit about the fauna around the area.
Where is he?
At the stables?
Where's that?
down the street.
Which street?
The Market Street?
Thank you.
If you go behind, what is that place? The reliquary. There's a stable beyond that.
Thank you, Marnie.
Smoot would leave immediately.
Alan will follow.
It's like, and if that doesn't work, you can always try the 12 dozen they must have at their camp.
That's what I was saying.
So you
Ben,
guys,
stay with Cici.
Because that's just what we need. More people injured.
Oh, well,
I'm hysterical right now.
it's all right. I can watch her if you need to go take care of business. It would probably be best anyway. I need to, she pauses, undress the girl to make sure there's no other injuries.
I'll stay in the corner, but I'm not leaving.
I'm not sure if I'm in the room yet.
you get there as Smoot and Alan are leaving.
Barging out the door in a hurry.
All right.
Best with us.
Where are we
I
going?
grab him by the collar. We're gonna find a lizard.
Wait. Anti-venom pill.
Or the venom pill, the one that will actually kill her. Great idea, Taylor.
What if we had the herbalist observe them?
Maybe would work.
I'm just saying, the two of us have got this covered.
Fine, if you want to split the group up, let's just do it that way.
We're already splitting the group.
Amali comes up. Is she okay? You guys can see that his eyes are a little red and like he's a little puffed up like on his cheeks, like right underneath his eyes.
Momentarily stable.
Best, if you want, you can throw the pills in the room.
Please don't give those to her. I don't know if that would kill her.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't actually have them on me.
Fine, that looks like the only options to go to the stable person and look at a lizard.
Amali pauses, looks thoughtful for a moment.
That's a really good idea. Go. Now.
Bye.
What do you think I'm doing?
So is Alfred staying behind or going with them?
I'm not sure if I'm getting dragged or not.
I
at this
have.
point.
I am grabbing his collar. He is coming with
Okay,
us.
while I'm being dragged, can I make a perception check to see what Amali's doing?
Sure.
Oh, 8.
You see that he's standing outside the door looking like he's about to go in.
Okay.
Amali is, you see Amali at the door, looking in, but is very hesitant to come in. You have not seen this man cry. You've seen him laugh a little, but he barely show any emotion. So this is kind of surprising to you that you see him look so emotional.
All right, so he's right outside the door. I'll take a step out in that case.
Okay.
Assuming that Cece's unconscious.
She is, and Marnie actually says,
Good. Close the door behind you. I will let you know when you can come back in. I do need to undress her, all right?
David
try-
also steps outside.
I'm trusting in you,
Does
Marnie.
he?
I would hope so.
So I go out and I'll shut the door. I'll look at Molly. Will he look me in the face?
no, he is looking down to the left and not making eye contact, and he scuffs his boot against the ground.
Every single word, to the letter. Every single one since we've met, I've listened to. I've followed your every order, followed every suggestion to the best of my ability, or at least to the letter. I should hope that your intuition wasn't wrong this time. The others are trying to find a way to ease her suffering. Marnie says if we can get some anti-venom, the healing process should be a lot faster. I might be able to even patch her up in the morning if she can. But we can't risk going to the camp.
He opens his mouth as if he's about to say something, but he pauses and stifles a little, and then he says,
Thank you, Finn, for stepping in.
I told you, 100%.
If you hadn't, I would have killed everyone there.
I'm sure you would. It would have made for an epic tale. But
I'm
let's
not even sure you would have made it out alive.
Probably not. I should only hope that someone would sing of the tragedy.
It wouldn't be me.
Probably not. Your karaoke isn't the best.
he looks up, half smiling again, but you can see his eyes are all puffy, and he turns his head away again, and as he realizes you're staring at his face,
Yeah.
he kicks the ground again.
Marnie's going to be a bit. Maybe we can get something to pass the time. Some food for when she wakes up. She'll need to regain her strength. Maybe I can grab my bag and get the med kit, or we can grab some ale and tell some stories.
Yeah. Shame on me for thinking she'd be safe here. At least, I can trust Marnie.
Well, you could always try Taba.
You always say that. I'm not moving to Taba, Finn.
And he smiles a little, and he gently punches you in the shoulder.
But if you never visited, we never would have met.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't think I'm going back. Your family's a little intense.
Which one? My understanding is
Your adopted ones and your actual one, Sid.
I view my two families that anyone else could possibly know about is Sid and Fallon's family because I stay for dinner so often.
He's talking about both of them.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because he got the talking to by Sid about not turning his place into a inn.
Yeah, the old man's probably cross as heck with me for leaving.
Again, a good reason not to go back.
Yeah.
You don't get scolded by people you barely know.
He pauses and appears to be thinking about something.
We're gonna make it through this. She's gonna make it through this, and you're gonna make it through this.
Yeah, she's tough. And a little hard-headed at times. No, very hard-headed at times. No, not even at times. She's hard-headed at all times.
Us running the family.
Well,
I mean, I'm not there, so nothing's coming about this.
if there ever was a time for her to be stubborn, now's the time to count on it.
Yeah, well, I might have to consider teaching her to at this point.
Why do you think I got into the caltrops?
What?
Wait, you're telling me he didn't notice the caltrops in the grease?
He was so busy being embarrassed about the belt.
How could he possibly know? It was in a bag.
You specifically said grease, though.
I swear, Finn, if I find any of those under my back, I'm gonna put them right where they belong.
If she's paralyzed, she can't prank you.
Well,
A tear runs down the GM's face.
So I think as players, we can all agree that this is entirely Quentin's fault.
Absolutely not.
Well, it wouldn't be Quentin, it'd be Smoot.
Not
his either.
That's why I said as players.
Yeah.
No, it is entirely your fault.
She ran in front of the lizard.
Yeah, running away from you.
No? Him.
Him?
Yeah.
She ran out of the bar in the first place because of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was being chased because Finn.
So, Finn, you and Amali start heading towards the house to go pick up your bag just to get some stuff ready for her. Smoot, Alan, and Taylor, you guys head towards the reliquary, and then you pass it, just as Marnie said, and you do find a side street, and you hear the sound of many different animals. The sun is starting to set. It's starting to get a little bit darker as you go up. You do see, however, as you get there, this very large building. It is bigger than most of the other buildings, and it sits just outside of the wall that surrounds most of the village as well. But it's still a good distance away from the edge of the barrier. As you get closer, all of you make a perception check.
12.
12.
Higher than 12.
Okay.
15.
I'm being dragged behind. I'm not.
sorry,
I'm
17.
looking backwards at this point.
As you guys approach, you see several stalls that are outside. You see some strange horse-like looking creatures that aren't exactly horses. They appear to have multiple sets of eyes. Their hooves appear to almost have enlarged and are long and mangled in appearance. And you get closer and they almost hiss at you, and they have forked tongues that come out of their mouths. You also see that on another side of the building, you see a medium-sized, what looks like deer to you. It appears to be a young creature. It doesn't have any horns. It has spots on it. The strangest thing, however, is the spots are glowing blue. And even still, you see in a pen outside, a very tall pen with a almost metal frame on top of it. You see inside is a tall or large lizard creature that is different than the ones the Red Guard were riding.
Jacob!
You're shouting outside of the building.
I'm storming in wherever this building is.
Okay.
Shouting the entire time.
So you storm into the building, and as you enter, you see that there is a man at the back of this. It's a barn that you storm into. You see that at the back there is a man who is working on one of these horse-looking creatures. He appears to be putting on a shoe, like almost like a horseshoe on the hoof of this creature. He's very scrawny on his body, but his arms are very large. He turns towards you as you shout the name Jakob, and you see that he has a large scar over his right eye. Like, you can kind of see it underneath of an eye patch. that is covering it. You see that he has massive scars on both of his hands, as well as missing several fingers.
Jacob, I presume.
Yes,
This is very urgent.
we're almost closed, sir. How can I help you?
The large lizards like the one the Red Guards have. Do you have any of them?
No, those are standard by military. We're not allowed to carry those.
I saw one outside. Would that one not be? Someone was bit by one of the Red Guards' mounts.
No, that's a frail lizard. They're tame, more like family pets.
Can they still be poisonous? Would it be able to supply anything?
Not that kind of lizard. Now, if you're talking about the Toda, they can be found in the Mildwood, but they're very aggressive. I don't recommend getting near them.
Do you know where any might be?
In the Mildwood? Or if you go ask the Red Guard, they have them. We're not allowed to carry those here.
Red Guard it is.
Or just finding them in the Mildwood?
Not recommended.
You'd rather go tangle with the Red Guard?
I'd rather tangle with someone who's got one under leash than go hunting a potentially, no, not potentially, definitely violent beast. One of such beasts that we were warned about not tangling with.
They're difficult to hunt, and they're very fast and durable. They can travel up to,
Translating for you guys.
60 miles an hour, and they can do that for a few hours at a time.
Better shots with running up to the Red, well, not running, peaceably walking up to the Red Guard and offering to throw money at them in exchange for a small sample.
All we were told is to go to Jacob's. We can just discuss what we are going to do with Amali later. We might as well just return to Marnie's. This was a bust.
I'm sorry. Well, is there anything else I can help you with?
Just in case we do decide to go down the route. Seeing as you have one similar. Is there anything in particular that they like to eat? Something we could use to lure them in?
They're omnivorous, but they mostly survive on meat-based diets. Sometimes they'll eat the fruits out in the wild. I don't like selling my animals as bait, but you could go out in the forest and catch yourself some wild rabbit. Or larger game. They'll take down pretty much anything, including a human, and even the bull elephants.
Would you have any tips on extracting some venom?
Yeah, do it when it's dead.
Follow-up question. Are you at all familiar with relics?
Unfortunately, I am not. Seekers are usually the only ones allowed to use relics.
Use them, yes, but do you know about them at all? Have you ever heard of a beast lure?
Yes.
Do you reckon one of those might bring one of them in peaceably? If you had one for it?
If I'm thinking of the right thing, those will call random creatures, so there's always a chance you might not get what you're looking for.
Also, Taylor, shouldn't we just ask Amali, seeing as he's a trained seeker? Probably he's used him before.
I figured he knows animals, he might know.
Is there any, besides the Mildwood, as a very large general outscape, is there anywhere in particular they've been sighted recently?
I don't know. I raised the creatures that are here, the domesticated ones. The only one that we got from the wild recently was that elka that we have outside.
All right, well, sorry to bother you. I hope you have a great day.
You as well. And you come back if you need anything. I have tackle and harnesses.
Do you have mounts for rent?
None for rent. I only sell. What kind are you looking for?
Something that can carry one or two people, maybe?
He pauses for a moment.
Like a horse?
I have the Inquinthians here.
He nods toward the snake-like horse that he was shoeing earlier.
How much are they?
About 250 silver apiece.
Gotcha.
Well, if that's outside your budget, I do have a young blue fan outside.
Taylor, we can talk about mounts later.
It's a quick passing question.
Yes, scrawny man, I see you have your hand raised.
All right, I understand to extract it when it's dead, but I was looking for more of, is it a specific tooth or what are we looking for?
Yeah, you know, like the teeth or the fangs. Kind of like how a snake does. This is somewhat outside of my purview, but normally what you would do is you'd cut open the head and remove the venom sacs, hopefully without puncturing them. I mean, you can also try and extract it from the living creature. That's only if you're trained to do so. I don't recommend doing it if you have no idea what you're doing.
Wait a minute. They have a freshly dead one. And they're not too far. They were traveling at a leisurely pace.
I said we can try and catch up with them. We're going to meet up with Amali first.
But that takes so much time.
All I'm saying.
Was the argument earlier today not the exact same point of it takes too much time, but we need to do the thing, but it takes too much time?
Yeah, but this is significantly more time sensitive.
Hey, listen. Actually,
Is
I
it,
mean,
though?
hey, Cici's quite literally not going anywhere.
She's going to live. We've established that.
Not necessarily. She's going to survive in the short term.
Yeah. Marnie said she would be fine.
She is currently not in imminent deadly danger.
Right. We have time to hunt one of these things and get XP.
Or die miserably to them.
Did you say these things were solitary hunters, or do they tend to travel in packs?
Depends on how old they are and how big they are. See, the older they get, the larger they are, which is why the Red Guard tends to exterminate them before they reach the age of 2.
Sounds like a party. All right.
Quick question. About how much of the body is usable once it's been killed?
Depends. I'm sure you could use some for hide, some for food.
Exactly. You can definitely eat it.
Well, there goes the plant of...
Let's go. We gotta meet with them all.
That being said, I don't know if we'd be able to scavenge a dead body from nearby.
We pay them to let us scavenge the body for poison.
Or we could just not pay them
And find our own.
and steal from them.
Ooh.
As you guys run out, you hear the young elk make a elk sound.
That was an elk sound? That sounded like a bird of prey coming
That
to
is
kill
actually
us.
the sound that elks make.
Oh!
I stick my head back in the door real quick.
How much was it for the young elk?
He's quite a handful. He's untrained. If I remember correctly, I think it's about 30 silver, but let me see. I can just go over all the prices of everything in here if you want.
Why are
You know what? Might as well. It's not like we're in a hurry. They're not going anywhere.
I'm going to leave.
Gonna beat a dead horse, or in this case, a paralyzed Cici.
I have several giant boar, 100 silver. The orcs that I have out there, 300 silver.
Oryx are like there are ox, basically large ox out there with 3 horns.
The giant frilled lizard that I have out back, he's 375 silver. And the adolescent elk that I have, he's 50 silver, but I can train him for 150.
Training. I wonder how long that'll take.
If it's 2 weeks, it'll be just on par with everything else.
How much was the elk again?
50. If you want to train, it would be an additional 150 for a total of 200.
No, it's 150 with the training.
With the training? Okay. But we're cheap. We're misers. We're stingy cupboards.
Which is why I want to see if
we
we just
intend to leave the village for dead, we could have it trained in the not cave.
I also have ducks.
How much for a
Come
duck?
again.
I also have ducks.
We will be speaking shortly, my good sir.
I mean, they're good for eating.
No. You don't understand. We will speak shortly.
I also have chickens.
No. You don't understand.
Are we out the door yet or no?
Yeah, we're leaving.
I left.
All right, cool. Good to know.
All right, so you guys leave. Quentin has been obsessed with ducks and has been asking me for a pet duck.
Ducks!
FYI, I don't care if it happens or not. I hope it doesn't. Because that thing
You
is gonna,
just made it a possibility.
I hope you know, if you purchase a duck,
you can use it as bait.
if you
We could.
purchase a duck as a pet, I will cook it.
You will over my dead body.
That is entirely arrangeable.
This is going to be a throwdown then, mate.
You guys got back to the house, and what did you grab?
I would grab all of my stuff, my bag, my grub, all my magic supplies, etc.
Okay.
Which puts me at just the top of my medium load.
So Amali just says, I'm going to straighten up upstairs. Marnie is probably going to send her home because she can't stay with her all night.
All right. I'll make sure that she makes it home.
Thank you.
So he goes up and he's essentially trusting you to bring her back safe. Safer than, getting almost mauled to death by a lizard.
Better appreciate me after this. I put my dang life on the line.
If you didn't, some other people.
Might have just died.
I'm sure all 7 of us could probably just kill an entire encampment of Red Guards.
I may or may not have considered popping a cap in the captain's head. Yeah, but how many of us would have survived?
Hey, they are down 1 less mount. The odds are even better in our favor.
All right, so you guys get back. You're heading back, so it'll probably be about 15-ish minutes before you guys get back. Oh, you're back. Welcome. Oh, hello, Mr. Mest.
How's Cici? Is she all right?
Oh, yes, she's fine. I gave her some sedative to help ease the pain, but unfortunately, I do have to sleep. She will make it through the night without a problem, and I believe that she will start to improve over the next few weeks. as long as she gets plenty of rest. And if you do happen to obtain the anti-venom, you can bring her back and we can administer that here. I can even show you a thing or two about it.
Yes. And only that.
Oh, she'll show you a thing or two, all right.
Ship in that boat.
Zach's like, there's a player attached to these stats.
Are you all right, Mr. Mist? There couldn't be any kind of trouble going on.
Besides the paralyzed person laying on your table?
Yes, besides the person, he seems to be quite flush. Do you need a tonic?
No, I think I'll be fine. I'm just a rush of emotions dealing with someone getting bit by a giant lizard.
Emotions.
Oh,
Quentin, quit trying to get Marnie to roofie him.
Marnie's being innocent right now.
Marnie, is there anything we should know, any procedures or anything we should follow or administer while she's resting her in the
changing the
morning?
bandages every day would probably be advisable. She may have some scars on that arm, though.
Smoot would, if no one else would stop him, attempt to carry Cici.
So the sun has completely set. It is dark. The moon is what is lighting your way, but you are carrying Cici. And everyone else is following behind, and you guys meet them, like, right as they're coming back. Or you meet them right as they're coming back.
I'm lighting my way with the sun-powered relic. Oh, thank goodness. Has she woken up yet?
Not quite.
She told you to send her home?
For the evening, yeah. She said she'd be able to make it fine.
All right.
If any...
Oh, it's like he's camouflaged or something.
I thought David was in the herbalist shop. Was he not?
He comes running out. I'm sorry. Oh, I fell asleep in the back. She had a nice bed back there she let me lay down on.
Well, at least some of us are feeling well rested.
You hear footsteps approaching from behind.
Okay. Unless they sound like soldier footsteps.
They're light.
Okay.
Probably Molly.
Kelsey, around anywhere?
16 on perception.
You hear them, you turn, you see a small figure walking towards you in the dark.
It's the ghost of Cici.
No, sorry.
Don't joke about these things right now, Taylor.
How is she?
She's stable.
She'll be all right.
With time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's going to pull through. Are we, like, right outside Marnie's?
You guys are heading back. You're like halfway.
All right, I'll make sure she gets compensation in the morning. Unless I know that she would expect it this late.
No, she basically was kicking them out at that point because it was late and she's like, I need sleep.
All right.
Yes.
Question, did we see Amali coming out towards us, or is...
No, Amali
Okay.
did not come with him.
So where's Amali?
He's back at the house, straightening things
Fixing
up.
her bed.
Yeah. I think it's time we all head back. There's not much more we can do tonight.
So you guys make your way back. Amali has the upstairs room prepared. Kelsey says,
I'll stay down here. Why don't you stay up there with her, Amali?
Amali just pauses. Fine. So he stays upstairs with Cici as you guys lay her down up there. And you sleep where you have normally been sleeping, which is one night so far, so you sleep. The next morning comes around, but there's no cheerful sound of Cici to wake you up in the morning.
Then I would make breakfast.
What do you make?
I will try to make pancakes and then cut them afterwards. I'll like make a sketch of like rabbit ears,
Just
like
so we're all
an
safe.
elk with horns, stuff like that, and I'll try to cut the pancakes to that.
Okay. Smoot, outside, you had a really difficult time sleeping last night.
Understandably so.
Not only did you feel very agitated, you also felt very itchy. And you just had this insatiable urge to scratch. And no matter how much you scratched, it didn't go away. So this note says you punched a tree.
Yep.
So in order to distract yourself from the itchiness, you started punching a tree early in
No,
the
that was
morning.
just out of sheer anger and frustration.
And that in the morning as well.
Just to clarify.
So Smoot's outside punching a tree.
Oh, no, this was way early before everyone woke up because he was...
So Smoot's still outside punching a tree.
He's been punching a tree since sunrise.
Surprisingly enough, even though you've been punching this tree, your knuckles do not appear to be severely damaged.
It's fine.
It's all okay. Congratulations.
This is
You
fine.
haven't ruined your hands forever.
You guys wake up and you smell the food that Finavir is cooking in the kitchen. Kelsey gets up and she walks into the kitchen.
Smells really good.
Yep, there's plenty of pre-cut up bits. That's my fancy way of saying you guys can have the scraps. Like, I cut these up for you, but I'm more or less trying to make something nice.
Where are the bits?
The bits of what?
I give
The bits of pancake.
I give him an appropriately portioned plate. No more than I think any person should have.
The bits.
Kelsey's sitting with her hand against her chin, and she's looking out the window, and she just says, as you're handing her the plate, she doesn't really receive it, but she just says, "It's going to rain today."
Is it now?
It feels like it's going to rain, at the least.
You know, Amali's instincts have been sharp, but I've never seen instincts... Well, I've rarely seen instincts this strong. What do you normally do? You have a vocation?
No.
Oh.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can smell that distinct pre-rain smell.
Sure.
Petrichor.
The petrichor?
No, petrichor's after rain.
Oh.
The petrichor. You can smell that before, too. FYI.
I did not. It is a 6.
Yeah, you don't smell it.
All right. You let me know if, as soon as I dealt with enough people who are trying to get my attention, I will bring my cut plates upstairs.
Okay. So everyone is taken care of except Smoot, who is outside doing something at this point, probably petting the goats. Unless you came in for food.
He would not have come in for food, but after a long enough time after everyone seems to have been awoken, he would have just walked straight in, ignored everyone, and walked up to Cici.
Okay, so you start going up the ladder stairs. So they're really sharply angled, and you have to sort of duck when you're coming up them because of the loft.
Yeah, small house. Made for a little tiny female.
So you go up there, and you see that Amali is trained over her. He did not sleep at all. He's sitting there, and he keeps almost shutting his eyes, but he shakes himself, and he stays awake still.
And tap him on the shoulder.
What?
Get out of here. Get some rest. I can change the bandage on her arm. I'm trained with medicine to a degree, so...
No, I'll stay here.
What good are you to anyone if you're going to be half asleep the entire time?
I'll just drink some of, Finn's coffee. That seems to work.
Well, then at least go downstairs and get that.
Literally on my way. I mean, actually, no, you didn't tell me it was done.
You're pretty much done.
You're dozing off here. Take 5 minutes for yourself, man.
He pauses. Please roll a diplomacy.
That crit. Fail.
That crit fail.
So that's a total 1.
That's legit a 1.
It's a total 1.
Diplomacy he does not have.
Wow.
I do not have diplomacy, and my charisma ability modifier is a 0. Hey, my dexterity is a -1.
He shakes his head again.
No, I will not leave her side.
Suit yourself.
He's not half-assing it.
All right.
No, he is not.
Heal check to change bandages.
Okay.
Not crit. So it's going to be a total 26.
Okay. You can see that the blood has crusted, and you also see, though, that there is some oozing from the wound. You don't smell any foul odor at this point, but you do see that this green substance is seeping out still through the crusted area.
I would clean up and dress the wound then.
All right. So when you take it off, it does start to bleed a little again because it made a scab. So you take it off and you have to clean it, and then you put back on the bandages.
Mm-hmm. New bandages.
New bandages. Marnie
has a
gave you a
med kit.
supply of about 4 days. So you come up the stairs, Finn. It's really hard,
I got the
though.
plate in one hand.
Yeah.
And then, the syrup curled up in one hand, and I'm using I'm using Mage Hand to lift the 1 cup of coffee as I awkwardly go up the stairs, but also carefully and slowly, so it might take me a while.
Okay, so you do make it up there. You see that Amali is nodding off, but he is forcing himself to stay awake, and you see that Smoot is carefully redressing her wound.
I will get the coffee. I'll Mage Hand it up to his face and, wave it under his nose to see if he smells it.
He takes it, even though he is tired, his reflexes are still good, and he takes it from the air, and he just throws it back.
Oh my gosh.
He smelled the coffee. He knew where it was.
And he just tilts his head back and chugs it. It's hot, though.
But he doesn't care.
Is she awake?
No.
She's resting.
She murmurs something in her sleep.
It'll probably be like this for a few days.
Is that so? I got the perfect breakfast for the perfect, and I'll just choose my word specifically here, girl.
I'm not a girl. I'm a woman.
She does not seem to wake up, though. It's like an automatic response.
Get up your strength. When you do, I got food covered in sugar. I'll set it on. I guess she has a dresser or a table or something.
Yeah, there's a small, little nightstand and the little window. Have you made your decision about what you're going to do yet?
Marnie said Cici would improve gradually over time, but we don't know how long that would take. Unfortunately, Jacob, he didn't have any of the particular beasts we were looking for. He did say, however, that if we ventured out slightly into the mild wood, we may be able to find some. And I know Taylor has that beast lure, so we were weighing our options.
The beast lore could be used once. Hey, Amali, the beast lore you had. How many uses did that have?
They're a once only
Oh, all
kind
them?
of thing.
Well, if you need any extra bandages, I have a med kit of my own.
While you guys are upstairs discussing your potential options for helping Cici, you hear a knock at the door.
And that is where we're going to end this evening of the Gate Chronicles.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun. Yay!
Thanks, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of TGC. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, but if you did, please let us know via your feedback. You can follow us on any of the social medias. We're on Instagram, Twitter. You can find us at RollFound, or you can even check out our website, which is missingroleplayerfound.com. Please feel free to give us your feedback or even join our Discord and you can interact with us directly. Or if you'd like to support us in other ways, please try checking out our Patreon, Coffee, or various other things such as our merchandise. If you're wondering where any of this can be found, the link is going to be in the description below. And please do stay tuned next week for TGC. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.